Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Ever wonder what happens when I'm not doing a sync test and shit? This is what happens. Hi! Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's me, younger and less talented Kid Cudi, here back again with another video for you. I remember getting that comment once in a video, and I can't forget it now. Today I'm back at you with another head popper of a video, akin to the bullet that penetrated JFK's skull. Look, I'm gonna be 100% with you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit. Do not do YouTube as a job. Do it as a hobby that makes money, and eventually, if it makes way too much more money, then yeah, you could do it as a fucking full-time job. Not unless you have a high school diploma or any prior work experience. Why do I say this? Well, because our subject for today did the cardinal sin of doing YouTube as his job without A, high school diploma, and B, never worked a job a day in his life. Being a YouTuber is a very fickle job. It's a 1 in a million type scenario where people will either like you or not based on a myriad of factors. The reason why people like content creators like Markiplier isn't because he's amazing at a specific game or because he's a pro at it, but because of his personality and the way that he makes his videos more entertaining by just being himself. He brings things to the video he makes, whether it be funny and adding his own flavor of personality to it, or maybe being genuinely knowledgeable of what he's talking about and genuinely enjoying it. I'm going with the Fred Durst look. An example of this is how much he enjoys talking about creepypastas and the back rooms. You can see that when he started YouTube, he genuinely enjoyed making videos and never stressed about the views or anything. A sort of personality and viewpoint that you don't really see nowadays due to the ever-expanding landscape of the algorithm of YouTube content creation. Personally, I don't think you should pursue YouTube as your main source of income. Always treat YouTube as your hobby unless you're making more money than your regular job, and then, and only then, if you have some kind of diploma in your hand as a backup plan. And you would be stupid to make YouTube your sole source of income as your first job and starting from scratch. I've seen so many countless kids drop out of high school to pursue YouTube only to have the foundation they've built upon be ruined by, I don't fucking know, false allegations or just growing tired of making content by the age of 19. The foundation for being a content creator is like sand. The only reason why others managed to succeed was because they brought something different to the table. For today's subject, he unfortunately didn't do that and instead pursued YouTube as a career with no prior experience of any kind. Gotta make sure my gay pen is fine. There it is. Somebody in my previous video enlightened me to a name that I haven't heard in eons. And that name was Dillin Thomas. Dillin Thomas was a Sonic YouTuber. Already off to a bad start if you ask me. Anyways, Dillin was somebody who ventured deep within the Chris Chan shit creek and dove too deep in the lolcow shit ocean. Oh yeah, and he also fought like a bunch of fucking YouTubers and started petty drama that his mouth couldn't cash. Meaning, he threw stones from his glass house, if you catch my drift. Oh yeah, and he also defended and collabed with a pedophile. That's
god awful. So according to you, you knew he was allegedly doing inappropriate things with minors, including stalking. I think that was one of the charges. He was stalking people, minors online and stuff, allegedly. And you chose not to say anything.
Jesus, these stories always somehow include pedophilia in some way, shape, or form. I'm not doing this on purpose, by the way. Anyways, back to Dillin. Let's get a little bit of history of his channel before we start and dive deep into the drama-related stuff. Dillin started his channel back in 2014 under the name of... I shit you not. Ninja Gaming. How fucking creative. I mean, I can't really stress the dude that much. Ninja was Ninja before he became Ninja, if you know what I mean. Not really an original name, but Jesus fucking Christ, try a little bit harder. Like, listen, I understand that a name like Ninja Gaming in 2014 sounds fucking cool, but it's definitely not gonna take you places, my dude. But listen, this isn't the only time Dillin would show off his creativity. Oh, don't you worry about that. I just want to take a journey back to his old content, which is kind of hard to do since he privated his old channel and apparently sold it to some fucking kid, and it has essentially, allegedly, jumped the bandwagon and now has a new channel that seems like it has content that's about as dry as the Atacama Desert. Oh no, but what's the Atacama Desert? Well, it's one of the driest places in the world. Boom. I taught you guys something today. I did my job. It sucks because I wanted to do a deep dive on his content, but I can only go off of memory and re-uploads. And with Kiwi Farm self-imploding, I think it'll be a little bit harder just to do just that. But apparently he goes by a new channel now called Shadshoodlum. A lot of people pointed it out because of the voice pitch shift in the videos, which if you shift it to the right frequency, you can hear his voice very clear through it. But don't worry, we'll get to that channel real quick. His content was to an extent very generic, and he would often just read stuff in front of the screen. Stuff that's readily available to pretty much everyone, and he wouldn't even do research on it. He would just grab like an article off of Wikipedia and just read it. Not only that, but these videos barely had any sort of editing within them, meaning sometimes it'll just be him repeating a sentence over and over again because he can't fucking read that well. Hey man, if you don't have a high school diploma and you can barely read a fucking sentence, you are proper fucked. This also segues to the fact that he never finished high school and pursued YouTube. What a great fucking investment that planned out to be, huh? You fucking absolute dipshit. Now, I know editing isn't everything, but there is a reason why I emphasize having some sort of editing knowledge and some level of editing in your videos. And that's to spice things up and make your videos, you know, less interesting. You don't want a fucking hour-long video of you just talking, and you could easily cut this and make it like a 30-minute video and save yourself and the viewer some time. I'm just saying, would you rather watch a 45-minute video of a man explaining to you and very clumsily reading through a comic with barely any effort put into it, or one that sums up with fun edits and pacing that won't make you fucking want to fall asleep? I'm sure you know which one to pick. You're pretty fucking smart. Smart enough to watch my fucking channel. Dillin's video structure is very bland. His personality lends little to nothing extra to the videos. His content is about as bone dry as a spoonful of salt, and his editing is non-existent. And because of this, his views kinda started to decline drastically. Because around the time he switched to covering lolcows from his generic Sonic content, the internet and content structure started to change by favoring content that kept your attention with videos that contained some high level of production. But his views started to decline around 2016, and Dillin's content was still stuck in 2014, or maybe even more before that. His content was still stuck in the olden age of YouTube, where his videos with barely any edits done to them could get by. But times change and his content structure didn't, leaving him desperate, so desperate that he apparently had a Patreon pledge where he would edit for you? What the fuck? Like, listen, I understand like hoeing yourself out, but what the fuck is this? This is fucking weird. Which is so weird considering his editing isn't anything above basic level and just zooming in and out and adding weird preset transitions. Not like my editing though. My editing's pretty good, right guys? Right? Sorry about that, had a midlife crisis there for a second. Anyways, Dillin is desperate for money, and this seemed to have been a problem for a very long time. Another problem with him being poor, besides being poor, is being poor in education. Dillin hasn't finished high school or GED and pretty much banked on YouTube being his golden ticket. Well, that worked out perfectly, didn't it? And because of this, he seemed to be so desperate that he started documenting lolcows, not because he finds them interesting like I do, but because of money and views.
There's a lot of people I want to talk about. I've been following lolcows for years, and I'm really interested in having discussions about all of them and reading articles about all of them and showing you clips about all of them. But for the week that I've done this type of content, the views really aren't there. The likes really aren't there. These videos aren't even doing as good as Sonic Insanity episodes did. I had non-lolcow content perform better than these videos. People have told me for years that I needed to cover other lolcows. People have told me for years I needed to stop covering Chris Chan.
Bro, the fact that he's covering multiple lolcows and he didn't immediately hear this and still uploaded this, really says something about, the fucking cognitive dissonance that he possesses. Because, he's literally up here bitching about fucking views and likes. Guys, where's the positive engagement? Fucking DSP. And he didn't recognize that?
Well, now I expect people to put their money where their mouth is. If you
put their money where their mouth is, like DSP. Send me some positivity, guys.
You guys say you want different content. You guys say that you want me to branch out. You need to show it. Because I'm making the videos, I'm doing other things, and it just isn't there. If you guys don't want me to continue to cover Christian, you need to check out my new stuff. And if you really want me to do new things, you have to support the new things.
You have to.
I'm not demanding you guys to do anything.
I'm not demanding. You need to and you have to, but I'm not demanding. A bit of a contradiction there.
Anything has to be done. I'm just saying that I do YouTube as a job. I pay my rent with YouTube. I pay my bills with YouTube. I get my food with YouTube. So the earnings are important to me. The views are important to me.
Bro.
I can't upload a video that does terribly. I can't upload a video that does mediocrely. I have to upload videos that do decently every time, or I can't afford to feed myself. So here's...
What the fuck? Wow. Really making that his viewers' problem.
If you're good at something, never do it for free. But Dillin took it a bit too far and started unnecessary drama with people who pretty much made fun of him and dragged him through the internet because of it. One of these people was a friend and colleague of his named the Rogue Internet Man. They were colleagues because they were doing a podcast together, and it fell short and stopped due to Rogue suffering health issues and other personal matters. Stuff that a normal person would understand, but oh no, not Dillin though. If you're sick, you better come into work. See, being desperate makes us do stuff we aren't proud of. And for Dillin, this was going on a live stream with Rogue and confronting him about his abstinence, despite him knowing that he had personal matters to attend to besides YouTube. He had a fucking life outside of YouTube, but apparently Dillin just doesn't give a fuck. Oh, what's that? Your baby is coming? You better come into work the day of. And in Dillin's mind, he's probably thought that he would come out looking like a Giga Chad, but instead left in shambles and was almost about to cry when Rogue fought back rightfully.
So tonight's the night. Dillin wanted to talk, and I guess we're gonna talk. So before I call him, allow me to preface how this whole little ordeal started. It started almost a year ago now. But really, so the other day I saw Ben Saint was being a dipshit on Twitter, and I was being snarky, and somebody mentioned Dillin along the line. I don't remember if it was me or somebody else, and Dillin somehow heard about that, and that seemed to upset him. And he, somehow along the line, it came to him challenging me to a debate for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. And then, I said we should have moderation. He said no in the moderation because he thought I was going to dogpile him like the Coach Eli shit. Yada, yada, yada. I honestly have no fucking idea what's going on at this point. All I know is he's going to be on here. He wants to have a discussion, so we're going to have a discussion. I'm sorry that I'm obviously talking over you.
Rogue,
Jesus
you're
Christ.
acting like a child right now. Can we
There's
talk
1,431 people here seeing you act like a fucking idiot.
You're the one acting like an idiot. You're the one insulting people. You're the one raising
Because
your
you're
voice,
the one
Rogue.
who's constantly caused fucking problems, and I've seen the logs of you talking shit. I've heard murmurs of people that are close to you. No, hold on. You can ask one in a moment. I've heard murmurs of people that are close to you saying that you were talking about me. Now, I figured you would, because I've seen your history where you always got to dissolve every stream. You always, somebody who's your internet friend is now your online enemy. So I figured, okay, whatever. But I didn't give it much mind. And of course, if somebody brings it up to me, I'm just going to brush it off as a joke, because that's the only way to approach it. But come on.
Rogue, I didn't say anything about you. I've only recently started talking about you when you started bashing me post my breakup with Taylor.
So fucking what if you had a breakup, man?
I said nothing mean about you before that point. You were being hostile towards me first.
You continually were talking shit, and I just tried to ignore it, and then when people brought it up, I tried to make a joke out of it. It's like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. He's just a fucking asshole. It is what it is.
I was not talking shit about you, Rogue.
You absolutely fucking were, man.
Whoever told you that, they're lying to you. I was not talking shit about you, Rogue.
Don't have moderation, and I'm speaking freely, that's a problem.
It's not a problem. I'm willing to address anything you're saying. I'm just saying that I have streams where you were openly talking shit about me, and you have hunches and people telling you things.
So what?
I know that you were talking shit about me. I heard it on your streams, Rogue.
So what?
I didn't talk shit about you, Rogue.
Hold on, I got a question for you. Why are you okay making content that makes fun of other people, but then if I make a slight joke in the same kind of content that talks about you, then it's bad? What's wrong with joking?
Rogue, we share the same audience. You know that when
Oh no, my audience is far bigger than you. Don't even start. That's why I've got 1,500 people watching
about your
me.
Bragging about your numbers.
Don't even try to compare. That's why you came to me.
Are we going to be bragging about our numbers, Rogue?
That's why you came to me, though. You came to me for the podcast.
I didn't come to you for that. I came to you because we did something together. We did a show that people liked, and I wanted to continue to do shows people liked. You didn't
That's why
like
you
the
came
show.
to me.
I did come to you, but it wasn't for your numbers, Rogue. It was because I enjoyed the stream we had together, and I wanted to do more videos like that.
And that's fine, but you don't understand that my life takes more precedence to me than your life does to me. That's why that's why I didn't bother messaging you, because here's the thing. When I'm coughing up blood and trying to take care of my family and trying to move and trying to get some things in order for my own personal shit, some money shit, I'm more focused on my stuff than I am with you, because at the end of the day, you weren't paying me, and that's fine. I'm fine not getting paid. But I'm going to be obligated to my job that I get paid for, right?
Seeing this man not only mentally break Dillin, but also cause emotional damage to his cerebral cortex was just, it was so much fun. It was a blast to watch. Like, it was like watching a baby getting DDT'd by a professional wrestler. Dillin Thomas is unfortunately a case of greed taking over a YouTuber. Whenever someone asks me if I'll make YouTube my job one day, I say no. And only for one reason. I'd like to finish university first, then think about quitting to make YouTube videos. But until then, I think of YouTube as a hobby rather than a golden ticket, unlike Dillin. People like Dillin who think YouTube is their one escape to make millions of fucking dollars are idiots. YouTube is not a stable enough platform for someone like Dillin. It is not a stable platform for pretty much fucking anyone. There is no guarantee, and people like Dillin don't see that, and that's why they ended up the way they are now. It's a little bit of a hypothesis, but it's usually people who don't see a guarantee usually end up like lolcow because of how desperate they get. It's a hypothesis of mine. Am I gonna major in fucking lolcows? Is that what I'm gonna do? Oh my god, that would be so fucking cool. That would be a cool brand. But for Dillin, with no money, pretty much homeless, and pretty much an asshole to everyone, and thinking they're always in the right, that is the purest of essence when it comes to becoming a lolcow oneself on the internet, and becoming a laughingstock for everyone to point and laugh at. Please let Dillin's story be a cautionary tale for anyone who comes across this video. It might not be the most detailed video about him, but it's still filled with advice from someone who can see farther than this fucking idiot. But anyways, that's it for me. Hope you all enjoy and have a great night. And as always, don't be a fucking idiot like these people. But yeah, see you guys when I see you guys real soon. But till then, don't be a stranger. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm disappearing. Whoa, the screen's getting so small. Oh my god, I'm disappearing. Whoa. Ooh.